Oh god, not again. Blizzard sold us out, and it only took them 1 week to do so. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Guys, now you understand what I mean when I tell you that Blizzard is literally incapable of doing anything right. That is it. Now, I don't even know what Bellilor is about to talk about, but I'm so interested in finding out because I bet it has something to do with money. This is the entire Blizzard modus operandi. Everything revolves around that. So we're gonna discover that, but I know it's so insane that everything unfolds few days after I purchased Midnight, the new expansion. And I know some of you guys clowned on me for doing so. Oh, you gave Blizzard money. You're 100% right. I was a fool to do so. But I calculated this. I did not want to purchase this expansion, but I did this because every video I made criticizing Blizzard, I had plenty of people telling me that my scope is outdated. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. And they were right, because my knowledge only extends far to BFA. And that's pretty much it. The game has changed plenty since then, and I wanted to refresh my knowledge of it because I want to be fair whenever I criticize a video game. I don't want to be just a hater, okay? I actually want to be I actually want to have integrity, and I want you guys to trust what I say. So it's important for me to get hands-on experience, even if it's, detrimental to my enjoyment and sanity. But I think at the end of the day, it was worth it, especially when I read all of the comments of people who told me they are not going to buy the new expansion just because of my video warning them about it. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. It is absolutely fantastic. That alone was worth everything. Now, that being said, let's get into the video. I cannot wait to see what Blizzard has in store for us.
Okay, Midnight is out, Season 1 won't be long, so here's all the things that I think you need to be aware of. And it does include some rather recent and insane news about the monetization of this game.
Of course.
Some fun things, a QA pattern, the return of an old friend, and a stack of things that the game doesn't really tell you about. And
the old friend is the bank, because that's where you'll be going to play this game.
the painting that costs gold cap unless you're having a bad enough day and have solved a secret. Okay, welcome to the news. Let's get started. The expansion's finally live. We're in the preseason window right now, so here's overall what to expect and what's out. Right now...
Wait, so it's not even the season? Oh, that's actually good information, because now I can play the game knowing that nobody started raiding or mythic plussing. Okay, that's actually kind of good. I still have time to level, because leveling only take a couple of hours.
All 8 Mythic Zero dungeons are available on a weekly lockout with Veteran 3 out of 6 loot. That's basically going to be the best stuff for you to chase down. The Haranir are playable after a pretty much instantaneous quest, and hard mode for Prey is active. So this is basically your gearing window. Have fun, it'll close out in about 2 weeks whenever Season 1 of Midnight...
What happened to just release the goddamn game? Dude, what happened to them? It's so annoying. This gatekeeping is what prevented me from continuing my subscription to Legion. The gatekeeping was so bad in Legion, if you guys remember that. It was horrendous.
Night starts on the 17th of March. That's when we'll get normal and heroic raids opening, and that's the Voidspire and Dream Rift. Rated PvP will launch that same day, along with Blizzard's first wave of class tuning.
Not too far from now. I have time.
March 24th, a week later, we'll get Mythic raids and Mythic Plus. That's when the Race to World First will kick off, but there is going to be more raid content because on the 31st of March, that's when we'll get the March on Quell Danas on normal, heroic, and mythic all at once. Then, on April 7th, Story Mode and Raid Finder will be fully opened up. At that point, all the content will be unlocked, we'll be fully into Season 1, and in terms of things to expect, well, we have seen patch 12.0.5 appear on Blizzard's server, so testing for that will likely begin soon, and there was some data mining around a Voidforge system, which looks to be some form of mid-season catch-up. But looking further out, the next major patch will be 12.1, that's confirmed for summer of this year, and as I'll get to soon, we already have a fair enough idea of what that will look like. So, that's roadmap stuff, but before we really get into that, Blizzard have worried everyone, and there is something they need to answer for. Another thing that went live this week is the store for housing, and within hours, well, we were...
No, I mean, imagine adding a feature that was long time in the making. I mean, they literally wanted to do this for 20 years now. Finally, it got added into the game. It's good on a very basic level, like it's a fine feature. But then you have to destroy everything with real life currency. It's insane. They have that heart seal now. That's how it's called. And it's so, oh, it's so predatory. My God, I can't even fathom. Well, I actually can't fathom why they would do this. It's Blizzard. We already know.
Pretty much all just tearing it apart. And also within hours, Blizzard actually...
Yeah, Alliance and Horde Doormat. These are you guys. You should understand that. Like, this is me. And, I don't know, some of you probably go here. This is us. We're all in the same batch here.
Items from the store and then put them back on again. So, I'll start this with the principles that Blizzard laid out. You see, back in November, they published a developer insight post that was laying out their philosophy on Hearthstone. And 3 commitments stood out. No leftover currency. That costs were designed to align with the Hearthstone offer amounts in a player-friendly way. Also, that every item would be available for individual purpose, and there would be no FOMO. Quote, you shouldn't feel like you have to spend money now or risk missing something you want.
Why not paying subscription and for the expansion is enough to earn the right to housing inside of the game? Why isn't that enough? Why do I need to pay more real-life money to have stuff in my house? That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. That is so bad. Every time Blizzard tries to portray themselves as the heroes of or saints of the MMO genre, I cringe so hard. It's so annoying. They really think we're that dumb. Oh my God, dude. Oh man, I hate this company so bad.
You can now check those against the new wave of things Blizzard have shipped. So, multiple items, individual ones, were priced in multiples of 50 Hearthstone. But worst of all, the Spring Blossom Tree launched at 750. That's
what?
750 Hearthstone.
750 for a tree? Dude, that's pixel. Why do I have to pay so much money for it? Oh my God. Wait, what was the ratio of Hearthstone? Wait, let's see.
Tree,
right? Someone is actually posting it.
Tree. If you wanted a bunch of trees, that would begin to cost you a lot of money, because remember...
Okay, there it is. Okay, so for $50, that's not enough for the tree. A tree costs more than $5? Oh my God. Oh my God. What the dude, where am I? What is this? We're in the Matrix? I don't get it, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think Blizzard are off the rocker. Bro, that's insane. After I'm done with Midnight, I'm gonna warn literally everyone to stay away from this game. Literally everyone. The only reason I'm doing this is so I can warn people, and I have more, how do I say this? More ammunition against people who called me stupid for not playing World of Warcraft and told me that I'm out of the loop, basically. Okay? Oh my God, I'm collecting so much ammunition against them. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. The day I quit and I'm gonna give explanation straight up from Midnight, oh, it's gonna be beautiful, guys. I'm gonna give all of the examples, and you bet your ass the Spirit Blossom Tree, the $5 tree, it's gonna be one of them.
750 Hearthstone
You bet.
is $7.50. That's crazy. There's hanging chairs at 250 each, doormats at 200, but you can only buy Hearthstone in multiples of 100. You can't buy 750, you can't buy 250. Every purchase at those price points forces you to have some leftover currency. So that's one of their commitments, I think somewhat broken on arrival. Now, there are other games that do.
It's not about promising, it's about the fact that it is so disgustingly predatory. It's just bad behavior. We need to call this out. This is absolutely atrocious. It should not be allowed.
This in a far more malicious way. This is hardly the worst, but still, it's not ideal, especially when you look at those extremely high launch prices. I said launch because they have backtracked some of this. But then there's the second commitment. Now, the Spring Blossom Decor Pack included the lush garden trellises, and those are things that you cannot buy on their own. So that does contradict their blue post.
What?
And then there's commitment 3, no FOMO. But of course the store launched with, well, time-limited bundles. Of course the community clocked onto that immediately. And then there's the price.
God, oh my God, dude, they literally went and did an entire list of things and promises they would not break just to shatter all of them. the moment the expansion launches. It's insane. It's actually insane. But to be fair, at this point, who cares? Everyone who plays retail are just completely... I don't even know how to call them, man. I don't even know. They're just lost. They're undead, okay? They have nothing left. Not a soul, not a mind, nothing. They have nothing except World of Warcraft. And that's why they keep paying for this garbage.
Structure. There's a new $15 bundle that gives you 1,000 Hearthsteel plus 4 doormats, so that's about 1,800 Hearthsteel in total value. There's a $35 pack that gets you 2,500 Hearthsteel, so $25, and then 2 gazebos, ultimately being worth 4,100 Hearthsteel. And if you spend about $100 across all these packs, you'll get roughly $130 in nominal Hearthsteel value. So it's classic bundle psychology. Wow. But that's just the housing side, because Blizzard...
You see, you're not losing money, you're actually gaining money if you purchase the bundle. How beautiful that is. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And what in God's name are these disgusting rabbits?
Also dropped 4 new store mounts this week.
The
Scurry Wild
I forgot about that.
Grove Glider Collection. Each mount is $25 each. There are 4 of them. Or you could just spend $50 for the entire bundle. So between the...
By the way, I want to make this... Sorry for pausing constantly. I have just so many things to say about this. I want you guys to understand that Blizzard money never came from the expansions. Never. It always came from the store. Well, when I'm saying always, I mean since they started doing it, obviously. But it never comes from the expansion. The majority of the cash flow to Blizzard come from the store. That's why they put so much effort into making sure the store works 100% of the time and it's always aggressively monetized, while a bug inside of the game can remain there for months. Even when people complain about it constantly and being loud about it, it can stay there forever for all Blizzard cares. Because that, where their true, how do I call it? Where their true income lies, okay? I don't know if that made sense. Basically, that's where they think they want to invest more time and effort in because they care simply about the store. They don't care about the game. If they cared about the game, they would have fixed it. But they don't. The game is just a vehicle for you to purchase more cosmetics. That is it. It's literally, like World of Warcraft became social simulator. It's not a game anymore. You don't play. You just live to flex your money.
Bounce and the housing, that's like $150 in store items landing the same week the expansion has went live. But there's another one as well. The Blue Post said that housing items tied to core fantasies of a player's race or class wouldn't be sold in the shop. But those doormats in the $15 pack are Alliance and Horde welcome mats. You could argue that faction identity is pretty damn core.
Of course it's core, but Blizzard doesn't care about that because they shattered all the identity the game has. I mean, who cares? The game isn't even manly anymore, it's just about Disney and Fortnite.
Now, it's not the strongest case because those mats didn't exist in the game otherwise, and technically Blizzard's post says the player's class and race. It doesn't actually say their faction, but still.
Bro, that's such a cop-out. Like, holy, if they actually... Well, I mean, Blizzard always do this thing. They always try to obfuscate and manipulate through words, and that's why I always say, whenever you read a statement from Blizzard, always read between the lines. Always. Because they're trying to pull this shit every single time.
It does feel like another line in the sand that they just quietly hopped over. Now, to Blizzard's credit, the backlash landed fast and they did actually respond. The Spring Blossom Pack and the individual trees were pulled from the store within hours. And then when the tree came back, it was repriced from 750 Hearthsteel for a single tree to 250.
It just goes to show, even more so, that the tree wasn't even worth 750 Hearthsteel. It just goes to show, it can all... Guys, this is just a number. This tree isn't even worth 250. It's worth nothing. You play for a subscription. You pay for it, okay? You pay for the love of God, and you pay for the expansion as well. You don't need to pay extra for a goddamn tree. This is all pixels. It can be achieved inside of the game. Yes, someone worked on it, sure. For how long? 2 minutes? It's not that difficult to make. And they make this money from the expansion anyway, and from the subscriptions. So I guess they wanted to bank more on the cosmetics because that's how they earn most of their money. But still, what about integrity? Oh, I guess that's lost, right? Oh man, I swear to God, Blizzard. I I don't know why I'm rage baiting myself with these videos, man. Like I truly don't.
Which is an 87% price cut, and it is roughly in line with what I believe Final Fantasy XIV charges for a similar tree. And they also revised the pack to include 3 trees. Now, to be fair, 250 is a much cleaner number. You can buy 2 trees for 500 Heartsteel.
Bro, the fact that you're even trying to justify a tree costing real life money, it's so stupid. It is literally so dumb. It should cost nothing. 0.
Can buy 500 Heartsteel or 4 for 1,000 with no leftovers. That is a lot better, and the 750 price, well, it was genuinely bad maths. Fixing this was the right call, but the broader structure has not changed here. Items are still priced.
It wasn't a right call. They tried to actually test the waters. That's it. It's so obvious. They thought, oh, we're gonna put a really expensive item, and if people buy into that, we're gonna keep it, but if there's gonna be a backlash, we just lower it down. And they did it so fast too. Like, they were ready with that. They were on it. Like, they knew. They knew.
Multiples of 50, while the Heartsteel is sold in multiples of 100. So the point is, you buy enough for the thing you want, and you'll have some money left over for a few little, doodads. Or you'll feel like you should spend even more money so you can buy another higher ticket item. The other bit, though, is the time-limited bundles. That is still a problem, and Blizzard has not said a word about any of this. They just quietly adjusted it. Big picture, these prices do seem really, really high. Now, some of this is the same pattern we've seen with the trading post, where paid transmog sets are coming bundled with enough tender to buy said matching weapon, right? That's a thing we've continually seen, where the weapons could be on the trading post, but then you buy the gear in a bundle, and the bundle will conveniently have enough traders tender. I think we're seeing a similar enough pattern here with the housing. And what's just insane to me is that blue post. I mean, Blizzard published a detailed philosophy document, they made 3 specific promises, and then managed to pretty much break them all upon the launch of the expansion. Now, they did partially walk some stuff back, but they did so without acknowledging it. This stuff doesn't really feel like a grey area, and you have to remember here, World of Warcraft actually costs a monthly subscription. It's one of the few games in the industry that is able to do that. And one of the things that should come with that is you feeling like you're getting an a la carte experience. I don't really think that is so true with how they're handling this, and the sheer speed at which that store is filling up. Both the housing one and also the other additional purchases, like the mount bundle. I don't know. The vibes are certainly off, I'll say that much.
Imagine if Blizzard just kills World of Warcraft and instead they just make a game that's entirely about the store. And that's it. World of Storecraft. That would be lovely. I think they would do that. Someone from Blizzard watching this video, write it down, write it down!
But let's move to another brand of fun chaos. Did you know an XP exploit nearly made it to launch? And, well, it still is going to impact you. So, housing endeavors, combined with zone scaling, let people level from 80 to 90 in under an hour. Quite insane. Beta testers flagged this weeks before launch, and Blizzard finally fixed it. Now, they fixed it by disabling Endeavor XP entirely, and it's only going to come back in April.
They can't do anything right! Oh, it's literally, oh, doctor, my arm hurts, and then he just chops off your entire arm. Oh my god, they literally are incapable of doing anything right. They have nobody working on this game except for the 200 people who are exclusively working on the shop. And that's it.
So rather unfortunate and certainly a close call. But the other 2 things really are head scratchers. One of them is the Harrenir, the headlining allied race of Midnight, who launched with loads of clipping issues on loads of armor pieces, especially the female Harrenir. They have a permanent vine brass strap that Transmog can't remove. Looks quite rough.
What?
Now, this is reported on the PTR since November. This was reported on the beta. It took a long-ass time.
Okay, guys, I know that I was joking previously, but I legitimately think they have nobody working on this game. That is crazy. They literally have nobody working on it. So many basic features that should be implemented inside of the game, and so many easily fixed bugs, like easily fixable, that are not being solved. What in God's name is going on? Are they all cube crawling? Like, you guys, you need to have specific times to cube crawl, okay? You can't do it all at once. You need to just do a little bit of switcheroo here and there, okay? Maybe some fridge rating, right? But I mean, yeah, you need to be smart about this. You can't do it all together.
Loads of bug fixes, and it's still shipped.
You need to work on the
That's
game.
really weird. And then there's the Sunwell beam, the beam that is so loud it drowns out NPC dialogue, ambient sound, even your Discord calls. And the only workaround is turning off ambient audio entirely, which of course kills the atmosphere of the beautifully crafted new Silvermoon. That was reported in beta and still shipped. And there are loads of other little bugs. And none of these are catastrophic on their own, but I think it is a pattern that's worth paying attention to of beta feedback happening.
Yeah,
And
it just goes to show you how much Blizzard cares when people report a bug and Blizzard, oh, it's not major enough for us to fix it, so it's fine, we'll just ship it. Like, who cares? Oh, what is that mentality, man? What happened to perfection? Refinement? Like, none of that exists anymore.
stuff not really being fixed up in time for launch. And of course, that looks especially bad in a world where we're talking about, say, the Hearthsteel store in the way that we just did. Now, on the topic of the irony here, Blizzard say they do have clipping fixes coming, quote, over the next week or so, which is good, but months upon months of PTR reports just didn't get fixed. And it seems it took 48 hours of live game outrage to actually make the changes happen. You could certainly say that says something about how Blizzard are running right now.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily want to say that that's nefarious. I think it's just they must be running so fast that they're just firefighting all the time.
No, they're just incompetent. It's not, it has nothing to do with speed and everything to do with the fact that they're just incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. It's that simple. And because the shop is clearly refined. So maybe you're not allocating your resources correctly. Maybe that's the problem.
But at least
Maybe you don't hire the right people. Okay, I think we finished with the interesting part of the video. From this point onward, it seems like he's just talking about more midnight features that I don't really care about because I'm about to experience them myself soon anyway. So, great video by Believer. I just wish he would have called out Blizzard more because Blizzard is clearly acting in bad faith here, and we need to call out bad actors, okay? Now, I understand why he wouldn't do it. It's his line of work, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. He doesn't want to hurt his job. I fully understand, and I guess that's why I'm here. To make sure that you guys know everything Scammy Blizzard does, and to be sure that you have been warned. And I'm fully aware of the irony that I myself recently purchased Midnight. Guys, believe me. Again, like I said before when I started the video, I warned so many people from purchasing the product. That alone was worth it, okay? Even if I prevented 2 or 3 people from purchasing it, alone, that was worth it because I'm the only one who bought it. So that was good. Now, at the same time, the most important part and the reason for why I actually did this is so I can have better arguments in the future when I criticize Blizzard. And believe me, I will criticize them. So it's just better for me to keep my integrity and just be honest because it's really important for me to know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be like those people who blab things based off Reddit post, Twitter post, or a YouTube video. I actually want to have some hands-on experience. So regardless to that, it's just so unfortunate that Blizzard keeps on this entire thing going where they just aggressively monetizing and trying to milk dry every single player they have inside of the game because they know they are decaying and they're incapable of creating something good. It's so unfortunate and we need to call them out on it every single time. No exceptions whatsoever. It's frustrating, man, because the company that I used to love so much is gone and they'll never return. Not with Chris Metzen, not with anyone. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter because the people in charge simply doesn't care.